What is going on, everyone? Slims here, coming to you guys with the Overwatch video. I want to discuss the horrible situation we have right now as far as console aiming and the improvements that can be made to just have a lot more responsive and a way better experience console-wise as far as hitting your targets and just being in control of your aiming. Now, currently there are two mechanics, like two huge mechanics, that hinder us from having a proper console aiming experience. One big one is aim acceleration, and another is square dead zones. I want to start off with aim acceleration because that is probably the easiest fix that we can have right now. Now, aim acceleration limits abrupt increases in the shooter's rotation speed by slowly ramping up the speed over time. This makes it feel like you have two sensitivities equipped at one time, and it makes it almost impossible to develop muscle memory.
In short terms, it makes the control feel very sluggish and unresponsive. Let's say you find a target, you visualize how much pressure you have to put on your controller, you put that pressure on, but what comes out in game does not represent how much pressure you put on the controller. It's just not a good practice. It does not make any first-person shooter feel good. Like I said, you get away with it if you don't put a lot of aim assist or aim acceleration in it. Excuse me. It's possible to still feel good with just a tad bit of aim acceleration, but it's still never a good option to have in the game. And if you have it again, you should definitely have a slider for it.
A recently released FPS, Doom, had aim acceleration, but the option to turn it all the way up or all the way down. The footage you see right now is me showing both aim acceleration all the way up and all the way down. It also is me using the same amount of pressure on the thumbstick every time I show it. So it's not me changing any sort of pressure. It's all the same pressure, just the increase in the aim acceleration. The fix for this problem is really simple. Just add a slider to where you can turn aim acceleration all the way up or all the way down. If it's forced or a forced option, it should never be a forced option. It should always be a slider if it's an option in the video game. If it's not an option in the video game, it honestly does not hinder any player at all. But if you want to have it, if you want it to be an option in your game, you should definitely have a slider to where you can turn it all the way up or all the way down.
Now diving into the dead zones, Overwatch released with square dead zones. With square dead zones, certain thumbstick movements do not register in game, making it feel a lot more unresponsive. There have been some dead zone improvements in the recent patches, but it has been confirmed that they have made it to a circular dead zone instead. There still might be some improvements that could be made to even further enhance the responsiveness in game compared to your thumbstick.
Now, I've been holding off on this video for a while. There have been a lot of posts, Battle.net and Reddit, about how terrible the aiming is. And there's been a lot of recognition from the actual Jeff Kaplan and a lot of game directors or designers that are designed Overwatch. And I was hoping in so many updates that they would fix or add an option for aim acceleration, fix dead zones. And I meant to make a video about a month ago, but hearing about the new aiming option that I was going to get, I was hoping at least with the aiming option there was going to be either zero to so little aim acceleration that you wouldn't be able to tell, or it'd be hard to tell. Instead, it was just a different form of aim acceleration we got in that aiming option. And it's been 5 months now, and it's just been the fact that the aiming is still so bad in this game says a lot about Blizzard, how they know how to design console games as far as aiming wise, and just the difference between PC and console. Let's just look back at aim assist. Aim assist was broken for 3.5 months to where a character or a hero would jump, the aim or your reticle would go opposite of what you were trying to aim at. And that was in the game, and it was forced for about a month and a half. It was forced to where you couldn't take it off for a month and a half. And they gave you an option to take it off, but it didn't fix aim assist. So for 3.5 months, there was a broken system in this game, and it didn't get fixed for 3.5 months. It's hard to believe that they're paying attention or looking closely at this game with something that big, something so huge, and it took that long to fix. I just want to throw that out there. So it's hard to believe that they're honestly trying to do their best or paying a lot of close attention to the console side of this game. The console side isn't like small or anything. If you look at the stats on WatchDG for Season 2 Overwatch, there's been about 150,000 people placed on PC, about 105,000 people placed on PS4, and about 25,000 people placed on Xbox. Now add both the PS4 and Xbox up, it doesn't come up to the number that PS4 shows, or PC shows, excuse me, but it's not too far behind. So the console player base is not dim or like it's not like console doesn't have a lot of people playing on it. So the fact that the support for console hasn't been bad. I mean, the updates have been really close. You know, they've given the game itself runs pretty nicely on console. I'm not talking about, you know, as far as updates or anything. I'm talking about the fixes, the solutions for console.
Now, one final point I want to make is Widow's scope. There might be two things going on there. Either the sensitivity you get in the scope is a lot higher than you get unscoped, or there's a lack of aim acceleration in that scope. The scope feels a lot more responsive, and you can move a little bit more faster than you can on scope. So what they could do is make it so that the whole game, or as far as the aim, like the speed you can aim and the responsive of the aim, reacts or behaves how Widow's scope does. I have a clip here where I visualize my opponent's head. I flick to it, I get the perfect amount of pressure I put on top of my thumbstick, comes out, get a perfect headshot. I mean, Widow's scope feels really nice compared to her unscoped or just the other aim or other heroes' aim in this game, if that makes sense. Now, to fully sum this video up, aim acceleration, square dead zones, and there are even more underlining problems with the Overwatch aim on console. If we fix these problems, Overwatch will not look so slow and terrible to PC players, and it'll be a lot more closely representative of what you can get with the PC experience. As far as at least aim-wise, I'm not talking about frames per second and stuff like that. As far as aim-wise, I'm never saying that the console or controller is going to be able to compete with a mouse and keyboard, but it shouldn't look so terrible nonetheless. If you think about it, Tourbillon got nerfed on console because we console players cannot shoot a stationary target. A stationary target should not be so difficult to shoot, even with a controller. If something like that happens, it proves that it's not really the players or the controller's difficulty in aiming, it is the game not being optimized for a controller. So I'll be making a Badnet post and a Reddit post if you're interested and try to get the developer's attention so we can get some fixes in. I'll be linking those in the description box below. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Peace.